Well, about a week ago, a school principal in New Jersey sent an email to parents at the school apologizing for a photograph that appeared in the school's yearbook. The picture was taken in October. What was the picture? Well, it wasn't of the Virginia governor. The kids weren't posing in blackface or wearing Klan robes. No, they were carrying an American flag with a blue stripe on it, a Blue Lives Matter flag. It honors police officers killed in the line of duty. The cops were at the school for the DARE program, which keeps kids off drugs. Most wholesome scenario you can imagine, but the image horrified the principal of the school, William Myron. He wrote that the picture was, quote, understandably appalling. And then he continued with woke speak befitting a corporate HR department. Quote, the need for growth is apparent. I wish we had realized in October any of the negative associations with the picture. We should have known. I personally can only apologize that I did not. Some parents were confused by this. One of them, a father named Brian Nichelle, responded this way, writing, as a parent, a Milburn resident, and an American, I found your letter to be not only condescending and offensive, but also spurious, misguided, and ironically intolerant of anyone holding views which do not conform to the currently prescribed and carefully constructed language of wokeness. That parent, Brian Nichelle, joins us tonight. Brian, thanks so much for coming on. So I just want to be clear to the audience. Sometimes you have guests on and nobody knows the backstory. You are not a political activist. You're not apparently a very political person. You don't have some complex political agenda. You're just a parent with kids in the school, and you were confused by what the principal said. And I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, no, Tucker, that's right. And, I actually wasn't really confused. I knew exactly what was happening. I follow the news. I see what's happening with cancel culture, and I see what's happening to anyone who speaks out and dares to veer off of the carefully constructed script that, businesses and politicians are meant to convey when they're speaking about these things. But what really seemed appalling to me, actually, much more so than a photograph of football players holding an American flag and a thin blue line flag. What was truly appalling was the fact that it seemed that Dr. Myron was reacting without even thinking about the kids. So he's calling the flag that these boys are holding, these football players, he's calling the flag racist. So essentially he's saying these boys are out there waving a racist flag around without any regard to what that might mean to the boys' images or the boys' futures now to be branded in such a way that clearly wasn't their intention. I was actually at that football game that day, and I remember where they were honoring the DARE program, and they came out, and it was a wonderful night. And so that's where some shock came in. It's like, is that the night you're talking about? There seemed to be lots of town and school unity that night. And clearly at that time, nobody had an objection to holding an American flag or a thin blue line flag. So when I see that level of hypocrisy, it did inspire me to write a letter. I had no intention of it going any further than the school board and the principal and the superintendent. But when I was asked to come on and talk about that, I felt it was my duty, as a father and as a citizen, to actually stand up and say what I'm saying shouldn't be controversial. And it shouldn't be polarizing, as polarizing as that email that we all received was. I'm just talking about free speech, and I'm talking about the idea that we should not be so quick to judge one another based on what the current culture is telling us is so.
Every point you've made is rooted in common sense and decency and concern for other people, and I bet you 85% of Americans would agree with every word that just came out of your mouth. And yet you were taking a real risk coming on this show, a risk to your livelihood, to your family. We're not overstating that. And so I just really fervently hope you were not punished for saying what most people think in a gentle and rational way. I really, really do, Brian. So our thoughts are with you tonight. Thank you for standing up and saying that.
Thank you, Tucker.
I appreciate it.